Hey everyone, today we are focusing in on artifacts, our favorite artifacts to use in the game of Commander. Let's go. Uh, Sam, you are a self-proclaimed artifact player of sorts, are you not?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Do you care to elaborate?
I might run a decent amount of artifacts into things. I might run maybe 10 to 12, depending on what they are. But all depends on exactly what I want to do with the deck.
Yeah. Now, Keith, down, and uh, you happen to have built an artifact kind of stormy offy deck fairly recently.
Yeah, I still need to buy most of the cards for it, but I did sort of play test it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mendicant. He's a little robot. I can look him up real quick.
Mhm.
I think he's talking about the white blue one from Aether Drift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give him a little honorary mention. It is one white, one blue. I just goofed the spelling. Yep, Mendicant Core Godlight, one white, one blue, legendary artifact creature robot. Its power and wait, Mendicant's core power is equal to the number of artifacts you control, and it has starter engines. And yeah, so that's if you have no speed, it starts at one. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life, and then max speed of four. And then when you get max speed, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay one if you do copy it. So he makes all kinds of crazy copies and also buffs himself at the same time. He's really nuts.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to be the first to give us one of the artifacts you brought to the table and one that you would like to make a copy of if you could?
Yeah, sure. Well, this one is legendary. It is Tatsumasa, the Dragon's Fang. This is a bit of a throwback because I used to play this back when Kamigawa was standard, basically. So it's legendary artifact equipment from Champions of Kamigawa, and it has equipped creature gets +5/+5, and then a little pricey, six colorless, remove Tatsumasa, the Dragon Fang, from the game, put a 5/5 blue dragon spirit creature token with flying into play, and return Tatsumasa to play under its owner's control when that token is put into a graveyard and equip three. So it sort of recurs itself a little bit. And I have a little blurb from the wiki that was really cool because this was featured in one of the books way back when. So, Keisaku, a blacksmith, was visited by an arrogant young Yamabushi, which is a shaman or hermit in this context, who desired a katana so sharp it could cut a promise. Keisaku implied that the Yamabushi didn't deserve such a blade, causing the young man to leave in a rage. Leaving, the monk told him that he would have this blade nonetheless. 2 days later, the blacksmith awoke to find a large bluish bowl of metal on his doorstep, with its lid sealed shut by a lesser metal. Although he didn't know who had sent it, he took it to his smithy to examine it. Before he could do it, however, he developed a fever which caused him to sleep for 3 days. Waking up, Keisaku found himself alone in the smithy. The surfaces of his hands were covered by kanji, the embers glowed in the forge, and the bowl was missing. Somehow, the Yamabushi had bewitched him, forcing him to forge the blade. 12 years later, Keisaku was visited by the dragon he had bound to the sword. And that's kind of stops there. But yeah, it's featured in a couple of those books.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah,
Also,
it's a so if you're someone who studies the blade, you might be looking for this card.
so, also, I love the blacksmith being like, "Hey, someone left a mystery
Yeah,
substance
what's
on
this?
my
Let's go check it
doorstep."
out.
It just I guess in feudal Japan, the flaming bag of dog poop hadn't been invented yet, so just bring it inside. Uh, but yeah, that's sick. I'm glad you kind of took it in like a lore direction
Yeah,
because I feel like a lot of like my whole list is just on practicality and how their utilization, but like having a little bit of story behind it really is a cool direction.
yeah, this I don't know if I would play this now because like I said, it costs six, and then that activate ability also costs six, and it's three to equip. So it's a little pricey, but yeah, if you're studying the blade, have a whole like deck full of swords, there you go.
Yeah, I mean it's isn't there like the
It's cool.
one isn't there the one Joda that just gets you legendary permanents or whatever, so or something like
Yeah,
that.
most of them.
I don't know, but yeah, I think just in a legendary matters deck, why not? Just
Yeah.
throw in something spicy that no one's ever seen before. Okay, Sam, uh, what's the first artifact on your list?
I think we're gonna go with Helm of the Host.
Okay, uh, educate us on it. Why is it
So
good?
the reason why it's good is because it's 4 mana, equip 5, and that's a little expensive. But at the beginning of combat on your turn, you create a token copy that's equipped to creature, except that token isn't legendary, and that token gains haste. So obviously, many applications that can be used for any sorts of effects. I currently have it in my uh, dual deck of um, oh man, what's his name? Kelsey and the Plague. And the goal is just get them equipped and just have constant copies of them. So always tapping, doing pinging everything for one, and attributing to my XP generation.
Yeah, that's
Since
yeah, go ahead.
and because since they're not legendary, you don't have to worry about getting rid of them.
Yeah, that's really nice. The just ability to abuse like ETBs like that is pretty nice. Uh, slap that. I mean, like my favorite commander deck of I've ever built is Kradur, so just having people Kradur locked would be pretty sick too.
Yeah,
So
Kadirlock.
The
we've had
the history behind it, there's not much to it. The only thing that we can go off of is what the card was on. And it stated that it was forged out of Flowstone for the Queen of Vesuva. The Flowstone came from Wrath, which Wrath is the artificial plane of Phyrexians. Flowstone is just like, obviously you take the name of Liquid Stone. And then I think everybody knows who Omo is, the Queen Omo from what's Modern Horizons 3. That's
Uh,
about that's basic about it. There's not much lore behind it.
Vesuvans have some of my favorite art in the game. There's a blue card called Vesuvan Duplimancy. It's an enchantment, three colors, one blue. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. So
Yeah,
they're all about shape shifting and copying and doing cool stuff like
we're
that.
not often getting much out of Vesuva because there was a temporal catastrophe that wrecked that much of Dominaria, and the only thing they can go off of is that the water that still shows around shows reflections of an undamaged one. So, anything with the temporal catastrophe, there's always a chance we can go back to it.
yeah, I think shapeshifting is really cool, and I'm going to use that to ham-fist a segue into my next artifact.
Beautiful.
So, shapeshifting was seen on Kaldheim and my artifacts from Kaldheim, and there's my segue. Let's go, baby. Anyway, so the one I wanted to mention is Giant's Amulet. In Kaldheim, there are the blue, smart, wizardy giants who study runes, and magic and all sorts of things and are well learned in omen paths and all that good jazz. And then there's the red giants who are just hitting things with clubs. But this is a blue artifact, so it comes from the Thinky giants. And for 1 blue, you get an equipment. And I don't see this card getting played a lot, and I think it's because of the first part, because when it enters the battlefield, you can pay 3 and a blue, and you create a blue giant, or sorry, you blue. You create a 4/4 blue giant wizard token and attach the amulet to it. And then the equipped creature gets +0/+1 and has hexproof as long as it's untapped. I feel like if this didn't have that first text, more people would be playing it. The It's an extra way to give your stuff hexproof on an equipment. If you're playing a blue commander, odds are you probably aren't attacking with it all that much anyway, so it's not going to be losing that hexproof. Or if it has vigilance, then who cares? So it's just a fun utility to get more hexproof into your deck. And then also in a busy game of Magic, people will just see like, oh, that's an artifact that gives hexproof, and you read it and you say like, well, it's untapped, but no, hour, half, 2 hour game, people might forget that, so you might get away with swinging it, and people might not target it because they forget that it's only hexproof while it's untapped. So, it's a fun little piece that people might not think about. So yeah, that's why it's in my
Yeah.
list.
1 blue and then 2 colorless to equip. Pretty cheap too. Not bad.
Yeah. So, Nathan, do you have one for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with a not too lore heavy. I'm gonna keep my lore ones for here in a little bit. My first one that I like to use is the spell book. It's a zero cost artifact. It gives you no maximum hand size. It's a really fun one to have, especially like in your opening hand. Um, get it out there. Don't have to worry about your hand size. Um, and you're also not using like Relinquished Tower, so you have to, no maximum hand size, but it's also a land, so you can still keep that land spot open. And yeah, it takes two spots out of your deck, but it's okay. So there's been quite a few times where I've used it and been lucky and had it in my first hand and had it out there, and it's in a couple of my decks where I like to have a whole bunch of cards in my hand at all times. So, um, yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie. I think people should use it more often. So,
Yeah.
Spellbook.
Also, anytime you can have like a zero cost artifact, it's going to be used in storm decks.
Yeah,
It's
great
going,
Cheerio card.
yeah, affinity for artifact, all that. That's all going to be looking for that. And the fact that it has a decent ability slapped on it too is makes it pretty choice. So, um, I believe Keith, you took us off, you started us off on this. So I'm going to cycle back to you for artifact number two. What
Yeah,
you got for us?
my next one is sort of similar to yours. It is Nurok Stealth Suit. It is 2 colorless artifact equipment. I believe it's just common from Fifth Dawn. And it has equipped creature can't be the target of spells or abilities. And 2 blue, attach Nurok Stealth Suit to target creature you control or equip one. Uh, so, it's
So you
just
can
gonna
like you, yeah, good.
yeah, so I like it mostly because it has the 2 blue like alternate activated ability, which you can use as an instant instead of the standard equip, which can only be used at sorcery speed. And I was going to talk about the art a little bit. So the Nurok that they're based on are blue aligned humans. They're known to be smart and they highly value knowledge and they're always searching for it.
Oh,
Uh,
take that, a blue creature who's a brainiac.
oh
Gasp.
no. They were like main character syndrome so bad. Uh, they're always searching for knowledge, even going so far as using mind expanding blink moth serum. And Fifth Dawn is part of the Mirrodin block, by the way. And blink moths are an endemic species native to Mirrodin, and they appear to be tiny glowing artifact creatures that resemble an insect. And there's like multiple blink moth cards you can look up on Gatherer or Scryfall. And I thought this was cool because it seems to be like a parallel or analog of like Spice from Dune, and these people are similar to the Fremen in that, they sort of subjugated from the other population and they're forced to hide. They use this Blink Moth Serum to expand their mind and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And then you go back to the art on the card, and it looks like, they're wearing like a still suit from Dune a little bit. I don't know, it's just really cool.
Yeah. When are they going to do a stupid, sexy Flanders secret layer for it?
He's literally doing the pose in the pic. That's so awesome. That'd
It's
be a
like
great altar.
like nothing at all. Like nothing at all.
Nothing at all. I could jiggle that card all day.
Just the instead of like the dragon shimmer from Tarkir, it's like the Flanders booty shimmer on. Oh man, we have fun here. So now that we're all the way off topic, I'm going to then put the spotlight back on Sam for your next one.
All right. What we got here? We got the Hell Vault,
Hell
which came
yeah.
from I think the first Innistrad Dark Ascension came out. It's a little pricey on its activation, but I think it's if you have a ways of reducing the cost, it's pretty powerful. It's a 3-mana artifact. You tap 1 to tap it to exile a target creature you control. We can tap 7 to tap it and exile a target creature you don't control. Yeah, it's 7 mana, but if you can somehow make that reduce, it'll pop off. The Hell Vault is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you return all cards exiled with it onto the battlefield under their owner's control. So obviously, if you exile it, nothing comes back, or you return it to your hand, nothing comes back. So it's just a nice little way to control the board. And obviously, like I said, can't stress this enough. If you can get that 7 activation down, even if you can get it down but to like 4, people will worry.
I mean, if you think of like Universal Solvent, isn't that doing that just once for 7 mana or something like that? So then the Hell Vault just being able to do that on repeat is kind of like the fair cost for getting rid of anything in colorless. So I feel like that's pretty par for the course, and being able to repeat that is nice. Also being able to save up your stuff like in lieu of a board wipe or something like that, and then have it all drop and get those benefits off of those ETBs again is really cool. I really enjoy that card, so I'm glad you brought it into the episode.
Yeah, and if you wanted to really you want to be a little jank with it, turn it into a creature, and then because there's so many cards that reduce activated abilities of creatures,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it's an artifact you can keep protected pretty easily. Um, Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it is destroyed, because it was destroyed at the end of. See if I can find it real quick.
One of the Innistrads.
That's Dark
I think so. I think
Ascension.
it happened. Yeah, it happened when Avacyn was turned evil. Well, she was ended up being corrupted, but this was created by Soren Markov, um, to basically capture all the supernatural creatures on the plane to store them inside it. He learned it from Nahiri, and
Damn this
later at some
rock.
point also imprisoned Nahiri inside it. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and yeah, it was also I think let me look through here. Um, there was one planeswalker that wanted to use it to destroy Liliana, and obviously that didn't take.
uh,
Not
go back
quite.
to the previous episode and listen to Nathan say why Liliana wouldn't let that slide. Oh
I
man,
think it was Vivian that wanted to use it because she was kind of upset with. Well, I mean, who wasn't upset with her at any point in time? So
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
think I'll
yeah,
I'll go ahead and introduce my second pick, Thunder, Thunder, Thunderstaff. So this is a slept on artifact. It costs 3. If Thunderstaff, oh my God, if Thunderstaff is untapped and a creature would deal combat damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage.
mhm.
So it's not just, so it's like okay, stack space, whatever. Second part, pay 2, tap it. attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. So, in I love group slug decks, and this is a lot of fun to like give your opponents gas to destroy everything and be like, you get slightly less gas if you attack me, and then if you attack them, I'll make sure you extra hurt them. And just like having those little carrots to dangle your over your friends' heads is just pretty ideal. So any card that facilitates any sort of like politics in the game, I'm gonna run the heck out of. So I absolutely love that card. I run it in Quain. I run it in uh, Alana and is oh my god, the vampire and the Sphinx. Uh, yeah, it's I just really like that card. It's a fun politics card, and it's like yeah, you don't get as much if you hit me, but if you hit them, you get a absolutely whoop up. So it's nice.
Yeah, it shuts down little weak like 1/1 tokens too. It's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So those Phyrexian mites, you're not gonna get any poison on me, so or you gotta send them elsewhere, I'm afraid. Yeah. So anyway, so Nathan, pick number two. Where are we at?
All right. My pick number 2 is the Vorpal Sword.
Yeah.
So, the Vorpal Sword, um,
Great
as
name.
many as you know, is the enemy of the Jabberwocky. At the beginning of Alice in Wonderland, Alice is told that she is supposed to slay the Jabberwocky using the Vorpal Sword. And then she has to go on a journey through the Queen's castle and find it. And so it's pretty fun. We got it in Magic during the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms because you can also use the Vorpal Sword in D&D. So for 1 black, you get to bring this sword onto the field. It gives the equipped creature, when you pay 2 black, +2, +0, and death touch. And then you can pay 5 and 3 black, and then whenever equipped creature does combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So if you have somebody that's wide open, or if you have a way to give, maybe you can. This is using black, so maybe you can give your creature skulk, and the person that you're gonna hit doesn't, can't go against it or anything like that. You never know. So it's a fun little sword to have. I'm a big fan of swords that aren't, sort of blank and blank, because there's a whole bunch of fun little items to use. So that's my pick number 2. A little bit of lore, not magic lore, but still a lot of fun.
I'm
Sword of
pretty sure.
Alice. Or good. As I said, Sword of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've personally been slain by this Vorpal Sword, and I'm not sure what deck you had that in, but yeah, it puts in some work if you can make something evasive.
Oh yeah, I've run it in my Satoru Umezawa deck, and it's a bunch of little flying men for that ninja strategy, and sometimes just slapping a Vorpal sword on a bird and shanking someone in the eye with it is enough to end the game. So, it's a wonderful option. Uh, s- uh, Speaking of which, do you have anything else that is violent in your number 3 slot, Keith?
Be back right after this. Have you ever wondered what the world would be like if it were made up of only people that thought and acted like you? Where would you fail, or what could you do better? Our fellow podcasting friends Haley and Libby set out to explore that very idea on their podcast, An Awful World. Check them out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Patreon every Friday as they discuss various topics about culture, science, and more with giggles aplenty. Again, that's An Awful World, spelled AWFHAL, for a world full of Haleys and Libbies.
Can you even make butter with like human breast milk?
I don't know. We have friends who are mothers. Should we test it out?
Yeah, we should.
Come
Just,
on, give us your breast milk.
Shake it up.
A little bit. It's more of like equipment again. So I have Captain's Hook. It is 3 colorless. A equipped creature gets +2/+0, has menace, and is a pirate in addition to its other creature types. And then when Captain's Hook becomes unattached from a permanent, destroy that permanent. So I like to run this. Well, I used to have it in my pirates deck. So the main goal is to steal stuff and then have them walk the plank. So you give them this Captain's Hook, you attack, and then you unequip, just get rid of their little guy. So that's pretty much all there is to that one.
So I did Alice in Wonderland, so you're doing Peter Pan. That's pretty cool. We're
Oh,
doing
perfect.
lore outside of magic, inside of magic.
Dun,
It's like
dun,
universes
dun.
beyond without having to try too hard.
Yeah, it's like it, but the source material's old enough so there's no copyright. So
Exactly. We're not infringing on anyone.
it's like it's not universes beyond, it's universal property, intellectual property. There, I forget the term. I tried to be cute there, but it's not happening. It's not happening.
Train's going off the rails.
Sam, that toast we were smelling earlier, it's coming in real strong. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and put Sam back on the spot. What's number 3 for you?
The Thrumming Stone.
Oh,
5-mana
Explain.
artifact, legendary. It spells you cast have Ripple 4. So that works in any deck that has cards that can have multiple versions of it. Relentless Rats, or the Falcon or the bird that you were talking about, Josh, or Shadowborn
Okay.
Apostles.
Bone.
Yeah. You cast one, and what Ripple does is anytime, specifically this one, Ripple 4, whenever you cast a spell, you reveal top 4 cards of your library, then you may cast spells with the same name as that spell from among the revealed cards without paying their mana cost. So obviously, it can get hairy really quick.
yeah. The slimes against humanity and stuff like that. Uh, all sorts of fun things that you could get going and absolutely abuse. Hair appearance, everything.
There isn't much lore behind it other than that just if someone found it on an archaeological site, and anytime magic is cast near it, it just ripples off of it, and it's Ripple 4, but that's all there is to it.
There's a brand new one in this Final Fantasy set. It's Sid Timeless Artificer, and they have like 10 different arts for it. It's kind of cool. I haven't played many of the games, but yeah, you can have any number of cards named Sid Timeless Artificer.
Probably why the Thrumming Stone went up in the price recently.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, anybody that wants to run a typal deck of cards that can have any number of the cards, wreak havoc.
Yeah. Then, uh, speaking of wreaking havoc, what about if you just had the key to the city and could do whatever you want? Uh, well, I present to you key to the city. It costs you 2, and you can tap it, discard a card up to 1 creature can't be blocked this turn, and then whenever key to the city becomes untapped, you can pay 2. If you do, draw a card. So it's a little bit of uh, like card filtering, draw filtering, card selection, and also again with the cards that could potentially be used politically. It's not a creature you control. You can
Oh,
make,
true.
yeah. So it's an opportunity to be like, oh man, this life gain deck's at a billion life right now. We can only kill him with commander damage, and then someone's Voltron commander just all geared up, but no way to get through. You just be like, hey, bud, what if I just made this a little easier for you and just go from there? So yeah, anytime you can have a card that can doesn't just say your creature, I'm like, hmm, I think you have a home in most of my decks.
Yeah, I forgot about this card. I could totally use that in my Mendicant deck for sure.
So
It's
I
pretty
have a
good.
yeah, I have a Captain Howler deck, and whenever you discard a card, you get to give a creature +2/+0. So the making my commander unblockable and buffing him at the same time is pretty sick. So that's kind of secret. It's kind of like an MVP in that deck, honestly. It does so much work. So yeah, I love that card. Okay, Nathan, what do you have for artifact number 3?
Who did you say your commander was, Josh? Who was the captain?
Captain Howler.
Okay, he has a mine for 2. Um, Howling Mine. At the beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine is untapped, that player draws an additional card. So I want to thank your captain for this card. It helps me have some fun with people's life totals in my Nekusar deck, as well as, a couple of my other decks where I just want to be able to let people draw multiple cards and have fun. It kind of plays into that spell book where you have no maximum hand size, so why not draw as many cards as you can? And your opponents have, they do have a maximum hand size. So I also run it in my Rats deck where, a couple of my rats kind of cut down on my opponent's hand size. So we're making them draw an extra card and then they're having to discard. So, there's multiple uses. There's the burn use. There's the I'm gonna mill you, but you're gonna kind of mill yourself use, and it's just a fun one. It's a fun card. I love the art, all the different arts that there are for it. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anytime. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, anytime you have a card that on its face, like your opponents might get like, especially if they're like new to the game, they might get excited. It's like, yay, everyone gets to draw cards, and you're like, yeah, but I don't think your deck is built around drawing cards as much as my deck is built around drawing cards, and you'll see that this gift is a curse. Okay, Keith, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I love the art. Specifically, there's like 2 different versions, but one of the versions is like 2016 Commander, where it's like the mine with the face on it, and it's like, oh. But what do you guys think the mine is saying? It's howling something. What exactly is going on there? Like,
Draw more. Draw again. Don't tap me.
it says, the mine's riches never end, nor do the moans of the spirits doomed to haunt them.
See, and I think this is
They moan it.
the because there's another art that kind of looks like the sand that Aladdin goes into to go and get the lamp
Yeah.
um in Aladdin. Uh so I think it could be that one too, where it's like don't touch anything when you go inside me.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like I was gonna, man, that I was gonna say like I thought it was like a reference to like a prostate exam or something, but here we are.
Youch. With like a Tom and Jerry scream.
Yeah. Yo!
With no Vaseline playing in the background.
Oh Lord. Ah. Okay, so then with a very oh man, I don't know what to do with this energy, so I'm just gonna pass it back to Sam. What you got, number 4? No, it goes to Keith.
Yeah.
Keith,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he can bring up any other well, let's see, uncircumstanted procedures later in life. So what else do you have? Something that can be some pain in the butt.
Chainsaw. One
Yeah, that'd be
and
bad.
a red.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Artifact and equipment. When Chainsaw enters, it deals 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. Yep. And whenever 1 or more creatures die, put a rev counter on Chainsaw, and equipped creature gets +X+0, where X is the number of rev counters on Chainsaw. Yeah, it's doing damage. I just think it's a flavor win. It's a design win. It's just a really, really cool equipment card. I don't have one yet, but I need one for sure.
That was one that we found at Dragon's Castle in their bulk rares.
Oh, man.
And I just, every time we found one, Dylan and I picked up like each copy. So I have a couple copies if you want one.
Yeah, they're sick.
I want a couple more ghost vacuums. That's not one of my choices. But I would like a couple more ghost vacuums.
I think this card's a home run.
So Sam, solid segue there. That was hilarious. Okay, but for real this time, Sam, what do you got on your last one?
On the last one, we have the infamous, the Immortal Sun.
Ooh.
It's a 6-mana legendary artifact, and it's got a whole list of stats here. Yeah, players can activate Planeswalker loyalty abilities. At the beginning of your draw step, draw additional card, and then spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and then creatures you control get +1/+1. Obviously, it does a lot of things, but the main thing is anybody that's playing a Super Friends deck is that you just automatically just shut them out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it makes things cheaper, makes things bigger, and you get to draw additional card. I mean, it's just the value you get from it's great. And I think 6 mana. I think it could probably. I would probably see it if it could be cost 7 or 8 mana, just because how much it does. But I'm happy that it's 6. I know a bunch of other people are upset about it, but these things happen.
Yeah.
The lore behind it, it's pretty heavy. Obviously, when it was basically created, uh, created again by a vampiric legion of all things. Been used throughout the ages, but it became a problem right around the time of the War of the Spark. Because Vraska she's the one that found it. That's when she was working with Bolas, Nicol Bolas, and caused problems everywhere. That's also maybe I had it something twisted up with the Hell Vault, but this is the one that Vivian used to try to shut down Liliana. I might have got it twisted, but there you go.
Yeah. Another just lore rich piece. You got all the who's of planeswalkers kind of fighting around this thing or trying to use it to screw over another one. So it's interesting whenever a card has artifacts have that much gravity in the actual story. So great pick there.
We the only thing that we do know is that it was housed in a Azorius guild hall, which was attacked by Realmbreaker at the order of Vraska. So at the time right now, we do not know the status of it. So it could be destroyed or it could be held safely.
Or it could be reprinted in a following set.
Possibly.
Oh man. So my pick for number 3 is a favorite equipment of mine. It is the Rune Chanter's Pike. So this is a 2-cost equipment. Equipped creature gets first strike and X+0, where X is the number of instant sorceries in your graveyard. Equip 2. So this is a really fun one for Spellslinger decks, and it can absolutely throw someone for a loop if you have a Spellslinger commander who isn't just prowess and stuff like that, where they're doing combat damage, and you just build up a graveyard full of instants and sorceries. I can't tell you how many times I've had Alanya or Quain or these commanders that are just kind of value pieces that I'm not really putting into combat, turn into essentially a Voltron out of nowhere and be able to close out an opponent that out of nowhere if they weren't expecting the combat damage to come from me. So it's a sneaky sneak. It's been out forever. It's been reprinted quite a few times. Very accessible. So highly recommend it if you have a Spellslinger deck.
Yeah, I would not mind drawing that late game.
Yeah. So, Nathan, for this first part of this episode, the favorite artifacts, what are you closing us out with?
I'm gonna close this out with one that has never been talked about on this podcast before ever, especially not last week. The Chain Veil. So it's a 4-cost artifact. If you don't activate abilities of a planeswalker, you lose 2 life. But if you pay 4 and tap it, all of your planeswalkers get to do their thing twice. So it's a lot of fun. Um, Liliana went and got it uh, at after one of the demons that she signed a contract with told her to go get it. She went and got it. She used its power to kill that demon along with some other demons. And, it's got a part of Limdul in it, also known as the Raven Man. Fun fact, if you look at the Chainveil art, it's the planeswalker symbol upside down. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, the Chainveil, it's a lot of lore behind it. If you want to read the wiki on it, it's kind of cool. Everything that's been done with it, all of the fun, really nice things that Liliana did. So Sam, I got something for you.
All right.
You've got 1 artifact, 1 creature, and 1 planeswalker with you on a deserted island. Now you have to pick a planeswalker that's not going to oh, I'm not on the deserted island anymore. The planeswalker took me somewhere else. You're stuck with them. So you need to pick somebody that, you want to spend some time with. So what are your choices?
Well, I thought about this, and I would say the artifact would be the Everflowing Chalice.
Okay.
We don't know if it's drinkable, but, hopefully it is drinkable.
I mean, you
But
find out after your first drink anyway,
Yeah,
and then it's whatever.
But because I'm an insane person and I love chaos, I want Ugin to be my planeswalker, but he has to be fighting Emrakul. That'd be my creature. Just so I can see 2 Titans fight it. Best case scenario, the world has to be affected by it, because if I'm gonna have issues, everybody's having issues.
Okay. Perfect. Those are good choices. Keith, what you got?
Well, I think I have an item that I like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I just lost it. I'm scrolling so hard.
Did you take a Viagra before we started recording?
Yes.
That's nice.
Oh, there it is. Perfect. It's Adaptive Omni Tool. Wow.
Okay.
It can be anything you want. But let me read it real quick. I guess in this context, I'm not sure it matters. But equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, and whenever equipped creature attacks, so look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
So your artifact choice is a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Okay.
It was either that or the sonic screwdriver, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with a screwdriver in a tree. So just gonna poke it. I don't know.
You could,
Make my own screws, start building. We'll see. Planeswalker. Man, I already forgot the guy from Neon Dynasty.
Kaito.
Kaito. He just seems, well, like most other blue mages, he's a smart, crafty guy. He has that going for him.
Could build boats or like a fishing pole or something.
Yeah, and also he has his little spirit companion. Its name is escaping me right now, but
that's a long name.
But it's in the form of a little raccoon, but he can do lots of cool stuff.
Oh, is it a raccoon or is it whatever Mario
it's like a construct with spirit in it, but it looks like a raccoon.
Yeah. Is it a Tanuki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to point out so far that none of the choices have been to the benefit of, other than me trying to find a source of water, but
Oh, I got.
Who you got?
you
Josh?
gotta
What
say
What you got, buddy?
you gotta save us.
Well, okay, so your problem is your planeswalker picks were trash for this situation. A lot of you.
Of course.
A lot of you.
You're trash
As
and
in
you
the-
should feel that.
If I'm stuck on an island, I mean, I want at least some entertainment before it's over.
Well, then why didn't you choose Xenagos, God of Revels? Like the most entertaining planeswalker ever. Like,
Non-stop party.
so
Come with his
like
own
he's a
like court of
planeswalker.
jesters.
Yeah, Planeswalker God. He comes with his own party. He comes with the food, the wine, the everything. I almost don't need an artifact and a creature. But so the artifact and creature are kind of superfluous. I just went ahead. My creature is the Seraphic Steed, which is a unicorn. I'm gonna be riding my unicorn around this desert island with my party satyr friend. And then you know what my artifact is? Just the freaking Nuka-Cola vending machine. I'm just gonna be like popping sodies on my unicorn, hanging with my bro Xenagos. I am going to be living
He
it up.
doesn't
You
even
guys,
need to leave that island.
yeah, no,
And now, did you pick a unicorn because you could drink the blood and become immortal?
no. I picked the unicorn because I want to ride a unicorn around the island.
Oh,
My unicorn's gonna be like well fed and all that good jazz too. Xenagos isn't gonna let the party die. Like he's not gonna let something like a he's not gonna let a unicorn die. That like having a unicorn at your party is sick as hell. So we're gonna keep that going.
now is this a Xenagos before he turned evil?
Uh, you know, ideally, but morality is so fickle.
It's out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're on an island. I mean, it's there's plenty of places to hide bodies. I can look past some stuff.
Ooh, speaking of hiding bodies,
Okay, okay,
here
Nathan,
come
what's
my
up?
choices. So my planeswalker of choice is Liliana. So any hidden bodies on the island are coming back and they're going to hang out with us and help us. She'll just have them, Dreadhorde General their butts into doing stuff for us, finding things. So, build us a shelter. No big deal. Creature. Come on, guys. It's too easy. The Goose Mother.
Ooh,
Okay.
Are you gonna get
Goose
gold-
Mother enters
gold eggs?
with X +1/+1 counters. When it enters, you get X food tokens rounded up. Whenever it attacks, you can sacrifice a food, draw a card. Not gonna sacrifice the food, and then it's a Hydra. So if we get hungry, I cut one of its heads off. We save the neck for me. We eat it, and then another one comes back. It's like it's nonstop.
That's
And then-
foolproof.
Right. And then for my artifact, I'm kind of following in your footsteps, Josh, picking something outside of Magic, but now it's inside of Magic. Caduceus, the Staff of Hermes. It's
You're using a tool of Eden over here. I see how it is.
Yeah. It's from Assassin's Creed. 2 colorless and a white. Equipped creature has life link. As long as I have 30 or more life, equipped creature gets +5/+5, has indestructible, and prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. So in case something happens to Goose Mother, nothing happens to Goose Mother. So
I'm kind of surprised nobody picked Kiora to get being your version of Aquaman, but
hey man,
Sea God.
you could have picked Kiora, man. You
I
picked
love
Dugan.
I love pure chaotic entertainment.
Straight
Okay,
chaos.
I found a cool little companion to bring along. It's Blaster Combat DJ. More than
yeah.
meets the eye.
Yeah.
He's a boombox. He's a robot.
Hell
He's a
yeah.
companion for life. He's modular. He'll do whatever. He's just
That
here
would
for the
be
vibes.
awesome. That would be awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody showing up for the vibes. With the good vibes, does that mean this episode resolves?
I think it resolves.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
it resolves.
All right, perfect. See you next week. Bye.
Later.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.